Hello. All right. Oh, is the game open? All right, we got it. We're good now. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, so hopefully what we can do today is play some of that burn deck that we made last time, but didn't actually really play. Wait, let me make sure that my mic's on, because I always forget to turn it on. All right, it is. Good. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just going to be mostly playing quick play. Maybe I'll do some constructed specifically to see how this deck is doing. I'm just going to open it up real quick. So last time someone asked what a burn deck would look like. That was actually 2 times ago. So last stream I just put together this list. Basically, it's almost completely wild. We are not running any flash fires, but we are running a couple of cards that are like flash fire with Skaros, Pyrosaur, and Draka. So those are going to be our ways to get rid of small champions. And then otherwise we run a combination of direct damage cards and also a couple of other just really big threatening champions that will put some pressure on the board and let us attack. So that's the deck, and we're going to try it out. See if I can find an opponent here. Someone in arena, so. How's it going, Cash? All right. The Burn Saga continues. It starts, actually. Today is going to be the first time we play with it, since I don't think we played any games with the Burn deck last stream. I think there's that one game of Dark Draft that went really long. And so, yeah. How's it going? Picks in the air. I think the arena right now is still, yeah, it's gonna be random 30 until Friday. So I guess what that means is, oh, I might do an arena if there wasn't anybody on, but we have our constructed game. So the opponent's going first. Overall, this hand looks pretty solid. I think I'm gonna toss the Wolf's Bite because it recycles. I don't usually keep recycles in my opening hand. And then the T-Rex is a very nice play on our turn, so I'm going to hold on to that. And then as far as the other ones go, I'm not really that excited about Savage Uprising. I'll keep the other two. Fire Rebellion's basically just to remove a 7 damage, 7 health champion. Draw a card for gold, so it's perfectly fine to keep in your hand. Alright, we got a surprise attack, which is basically the best card for us to get here. Yep, it is. Yeah, so there'll be a daily, there's a arena entry every day, at least for the foreseeable future. All right, we're up against Euronymous, I think. Euronymous. All right, they're gonna play Revolt. Some kind of token deck. It's very ominous. I'll take my 3 damage. I wonder if they're gonna Mighty Blow it or something. This is a strange play to me. So they just played Revolt to put a human token into play with Blitz, and then it gives all 3 good champions +2 attack. Usually this card is used with a lot of other humans. Alright. And they're gonna make some of those. So what's interesting is that our Pyrosaur might do a lot of work for us because it's just very good against human token type decks. So I think what's going to happen is I'll play this Raging T-Rex here. Probably just reveal the Pyrosaur since we're almost definitely going to play it. and this Kong, since it's very hard to play around Kong. And then pass. Now I have to play around Inheritance of the Meek a little bit. I'm not sure how I want to do that. Probably, there's actually not very many ways to get rid of this off turn that are efficient. So I'm probably just going to invest a Rage into it. And then I can just drop the Pyrosaur and attack. I don't want to get blown out by an Inheritance of the Meek or a, what's the other one called? Martial Law, just right off the bat here. So I don't want to just slam my Pyrosaur down. They do know that we have the Pyrosaur, but I want them to react to this Raging T-Rex first, and then I can play the Pyrosaur after. This is Arena, right? This is just constructed. Arena right now is random 30, so I might do an Arena game, but I'm not worried about doing one too much. I'm gonna play this Rage. I think it's a little weak of a play to lash your T-Rex because a lot of people like to play Drain Essence, and if you lash your T-Rex and then it gets Drain Essence, then it feels really bad. Oh yeah, this random 30 hand would be amazing. This would be so good. Oh man. This is constructed. Basically, we're playing that burn deck that I put together last stream, and I want to get at least one game in with it. I'll probably play 2 games with this, and then maybe just jump into the arena when I see it after that. Alright. So right now, they're probably thinking about some kind of play that is really inefficient. So I'm thinking something like a Martial Law or an Inheritance of the Meek, but on my turn, because 16 is a lot, 15 is a lot to take. All right, they just took it. I mean, I kind of just want to pass. Don't feel like I need to push my luck. I'll just pass. They kind of need to do something before I need to do something. Can you imagine this random 30 hand? Yeah, I'll just surprise attack, Raging T-Rex out, reveal 2 cards for the loyalty 2, then rage it. Oh man. It's gotta be one of the best starts you can have. Alright, they're gonna play this Master Zoe here, which means I'm probably just gonna punish it. Well, I'll just Kong it, I think. It is a little weak to Inheritance the Meek or something like that. Let's see, 4 damage, that puts them... Alright, let's do this play. This is a little bit of a different play, but I think this is also good. We're going to do 3 of that. Give the splits by revealing Lash and Kong, because they know about Kong. Then attack. Deal to it and all of their champions, then Lash it to finish it off. So Lash does 1 damage to a champion and it gets +4 attack this turn. So sometimes Lash, you just use it to deal 1 damage or something. This game is going very quickly. If they take the 6, we just kill them with Fires of Rebellion. Alright, Fires here. Yeah, they took a lot. Now I like this play because Pyrosaur deals 10, basically, because when you play it, it deals 2 to them, and when you attack with it, it deals 2 to them, not just to their champions. So we get to clear the board for free. Alright, well that was a quick game. I expect that, unlike some of the other decks I've been playing recently, these games will be very fast. I mean, to be fair, that was an obscene first 2 turns. It was, I'm assuming he's going to take it, so that that other person's going to take it. So I'm dealing, they're at 5, and I have Raging T-Rex and Pyrosaur in play. It's not a good place to be. Alright, oh, we're up against the same person, Euronymous. Let's see. I'm always curious to see if people just play the same deck a lot or if they try and tune their deck in between matches. I tend to do a lot of tuning. No, the Brave Squire, I removed all of Euronymous' champions before passing priority. Oh yeah, I know, I see what you mean. With the Brave Squire, they'd still be at 11, so it wouldn't be the best spot, but I think they conceded because they didn't have Brave Squire. Alright, we're going first. Fire Shaman's a pretty good card, but I actually don't like it in my opening hand too much because I'm going to run low on cards really fast. That being said, if this person's playing a good deck again, then it's really hard for them to remove cards like Fire Shaman. So I might just hold on to it for that reason. I'm going to toss the rest. Feeding Frenzy's not very good against small champion decks. Alright, this is a great hand. Alright, and then let's reveal... Let's hide the Draka. Normally I would hide the Rage, but if we just played against them, they're probably going to play around Rage, and also, or at least they're gonna be aware that I'm playing with Rage, and yeah, probably didn't have time to tune. But sometimes people swap; they have multiple decks and that they're trying out, and then if they have a really bad experience with one deck, then they just try and swap over to something that might be better for the deck they just played against. I'm curious to see if Erase was in the previous deck. Alright, and honestly I'm fine with that. So basically I just played a draw 2 and then it got returned to my hand. So when you play, Raging Trex is one of those odd cards that's a threat, but also you don't want to go back to their hand. So our deck is full of cards like this. We're playing a lot of champions that are really strong against bounce effects because they have such strong enter the battlefield effects. Our T-Rex is a draw 2. Draka is a mini Draka's Fireball. It's like Fireball. It fireballs them, all their champions. And Pyrosaur is also very similar. It deals 4 damage to them and all their champions. Assuming you always attack with it before passing priority. Alright. I guess probably Gold Dragon here. Gold Dragon's very good against wild decks because if they can't get rid of it, then it can just run away with the game. Especially if we're running a lot of good champions. We'll see though. Let's see what we're running. We also have, so as far as this is our only way to clear the, well, I should say, it's not our only way. Wave Transformation is one of the only real ways we have to clear the board. So this is our remove anything. We're playing it because we have sweepers like Pyrosaur and Draka in our deck, so it synergizes really well. Alright, they're going to draw a card and reveal Revolt and Standard Bearer to give White Knight Blitz, and they're going to pass. This is an excellent play here, especially against a wild deck that plays surprise attacks, maybe big ambush champions. By passing, we either can gain 9 health by starting our turn. It's basically gain 9 health, draw a card, because we don't play anything. Or we can play something and then take 9. I think the correct play here is actually to start the turn, because gaining 9 health and drawing a card might be very relevant. Yeah, I'm always taking challenges. Every night. Yeah, honestly, sometimes it's feel bad, but at the same time, it's not that bad to, when your cards are returned to your hand, you get to play them again, so it's not like you're not playing the game. I think the most feel bad is probably something that makes the opponent discard a million cards. Alright, I'm going to just play this Draka here. I was trying to figure out whether to play Pyrosaur or Draka. I'm going to go with Draka. And we're just going to deal 3 damage with 2 Fire Shamans. Because we know they have Revolt, so they could, and Standard Bearer, they could play either of those. I'm going to reveal this Raging T-Rex that they know about, and probably the Rage they also know about. That's going to take 6 there, and then this will attack and clear both of those. Yeah, Hey, Daddy. Oh, man. Let's see what we got. Now, the main downside to Draka, at least in what I would call the current meta, is that people really like Drain Essence. And it's very weak against Drain Essence because it has 9 health. Erase isn't so bad. So you see, in my opinion, bounce decks aren't ever going to be oppressive. At least the bounce part of the deck will never be oppressive. Because, I mean, worst case scenario, you just replay it later. Some of the decks that really play slow champions. So if I was trying to make something that fights off one of these more aggressive decks, I might put stuff like Kong is a good card against wild decks, because the wild decks tend to have a hard time removing something like Kong. But sometimes it can be too slow against the decks that bounce a lot. But something like Draka or Pyrosaur are always going to be bad cards to bounce because they affect the board. Alright, and this Revolt's going to come down. The reason I'm attacking here is because I want to get that Revolt out of the way. This seems like a token deck based on the previous games we've seen. It has, what's it called? It has Standard Bearer in it and Urgent Messengers. So I'm effectively using this Rage to counter this Revolt. So, but I also get to deal 6 damage to them. So it seems like a great trade. Because this Revolt is usually, in token decks, going to be used to pump a huge team. And also hit me for 3 damage. So a lot of the time, when I'm thinking about cards, I think the easiest way to evaluate them is in terms of how much damage or cards they give you. This card is usually going to represent something like an expended human token in play and 6 to 10 damage. Alright, there's Muse. I'm just gonna Wolfspite it. Alright. The Ranchening. Ranchening. What kind of ranch is it? Is it like the dressing, or like the other type of ranch with animals and offenses? Why choose? Right? Alright. Looks like they're playing. They're going to reveal these 4. It's kind of a weird image here. Or if that's because of my resolution. Anyway, this card lets you banish any number of cards, and then you reveal that many, plus this card. And then it goes into your hand. So they got Marcus. So what's interesting here is this card is not going to be good against my deck, but maybe they're trying to play around Thoughtplucker. Or the other choices here. I think it's really underrated how powerful something like Gold Dragon is against a deck like this. Now, it just so happens I have the type of board that could get rid of a Gold Dragon because I have 2 Fire Shamans. But 90% of the time, you're not going to be able to take out a 6/8 very easily as a wild deck. Quesadillas. That sounds pretty good. I love a good quesadilla. Or burrito. Yeah. I love burritos. Alright. Master Zoe and Standard Bearer. Yeah, I think these champions with ally abilities are really interesting because they represent something very specific. You really want to have lots of gold cards of that color in order to play these ally cards. So they're even stronger, more strongly colored than loyalty cards usually. Alright. So right now we deal 6. whenever we play a wild card. So let's just play this. Let's just play this right now. And we'll reveal this Draka that they know about, and probably just surprise attack. They're gonna play Standard Bearer. Alright. I'm gonna attack with this Wolf token because I'm expecting them to play Standard Bearer and block with their Standard Bearer. And then we can attack with a Fire Shaman, and then when it gets blocked by a human, use Feeding Frenzy on the Standard Bearer. Neat. Ooh. Nice. Do you like Avenging Angel? I do like Avenging Angel. In fact, Avenging Angel is probably a pet card of mine. But an important thing to note about Blitz Champions, there are a couple of exceptions, but almost always you want to play a Blitz Champion when your opponent's gold is down. So Avenging Angel is really good in a deck that can force your opponent to spend their gold first. So the cards I'm talking about are, they are ambush champions that are really threatening. So Thought Plucker is some card probably most people know, but also things like Temporal Enforcer, anything that's a big enough evasive threat. So even something like Angel of the Gate. Yeah, so I'm expecting this to get blocked by the Standard Bearer. Although maybe they'll block with the human token. I think that they're in a difficult spot, so they need to make the riskier play of blocking with Standard Bearer. Yeah. Also, Avenging Angel really synergizes heavily with anything that increases its offense. So Avenging Angel is very strong with Brave Squire because it's just gain 11 and also deal 11 either to them or whatever they're blocking with. And very few decks, I mean, this person's playing Erase, but a lot of people haven't been playing Bounce, in my experience. A lot of people are playing Break effects and direct damage effects. So sometimes you can just toss an Avenging Angel Brave Squire out there and get someone with it. But I also find that if you want to splash good for some reason, then Avenging Angel is a pretty safe splash because it doesn't require any color combination. It goes really well with off-turn board wipes, so things like Zombie Apocalypse, Waiver Transformation, Hurricane, Martial Law, things like that. Because what you want to do is be able to play your Avenging Angel in a way where the opponent can't get rid of it on your turn, and then on their turn they have to remove it before they can attack. And then they remove it, and then you can play your Break Everything or whatever. Yeah. But I'll never forget one of the first tournaments I went to for Epic. It was one of the first big tournaments, and I won't say who it was, but basically they were absolutely certain that Avenging Angel was the most broken card in the game. And I was really curious because I was thinking maybe they figured this out. But I think that just especially when people play Epic with each other and they don't have a big enough pool to play against, then you can get the idea that like certain cards are the strongest. Alright, looks like this other person's going to concede. Yeah, I think Good can have a very hard time dealing with zero-cost champions. So there's definitely somewhat of a... when you're playing against certain types of decks, then you can... there's certain strategies that really affect how you take them down. Let's see, who is it? Well, Ranch Daddy, if you want to send me a challenge, please do. Just CJWWG, choose any game mode. Although mostly I've been leaning towards Constructed because it seems like there aren't very many people doing Constructed things right now. So I think, yeah, let's just, we'll go back, we'll quick match it. Alright, I'm up against Happy Josiah. Shouldn't have a hard time saying that word, but I do. Alright, let's see, probably, I'm really a big fan of Ankylosaurus. I think Flame Strike's the stronger card, so I'll probably just go with Flame Strike. Ankylosaurus has a spot in my heart though. It's just the main problem with Ankylosaurus is that it's slow, so it doesn't get to attack right away. It doesn't have a real tribute that you want to use if you use the effect on it. But yeah, it's fair. Well, you can submit a deck if you'd like, and then I will use that and try and make changes to it. See, we're gonna probably take both of these and just start picking up wild cards. I think Helion Sphere would also be a completely reasonable pick here. The only reason I'm really taking Battlecry is because I just want to invest heavily in one color early on. I think it's a great strategy. It's much safer, in my opinion, to do this than it is to just pick up a Loyalty 2 early, because sometimes you just don't see those. One thing that's interesting is our opponent will probably take this Hunting Raptors and Ankylosaurus and also try to go wild. So we'll see if that happens. All right, I still have to decide what to take here. It's probably Silver Dragon. Ace Retreat's also good. I really like Silver Dragon though. I also have a soft place in my heart for Silver Dragon. Perhaps Burritos. They are pretty good. Yeah, so maybe because we passed up Hunting Raptors, our opponent assumes that we're not in wild, because I'm going to take this Draka for sure. I also think Rescue Griffin is underrated. I mean, I don't know if it's underrated anymore, but it definitely flew under the radar for a long time. It's just so big for 0. That is basically going to wall anything, and you keep the body, and then you just deal 3 damage to them every turn. So it's very effective. I'm going to take the Force Mage Apprentice here. I think Fireball is also completely reasonable, but I really like the stopping power on Force Mage Apprentice against random small threats like Thought Plucker, High King, Necromancer Lord, Muse, what's the Dark Assassin, things like that. I don't have any evil cards, so I'm probably not going to go for the Necromancer Lord. But these other two are pretty good, just in general. I always like off-turn potential clear the boards, and Wave of Transformation synergizes with both Draka and Silver Dragon. Yeah, no, I think the Hasty Retreat's also good. It kind of depends on what you're trying to do. I don't usually feel like Hasty Retreat does enough for me, but it definitely, like in this scenario, I would probably take Thought Plucker over Warrior Golem. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Gudgeon, Ancient Chant, Thought Plucker all fill similar roles. They all give you a lot of card advantage. Ancient Chant is going to draw you a lot, and same with Gudgeon. Warrior Golem is more of a tempo card. It's like Ogre Mercenary in that it gives you a body and it recycles, but it has a couple of nice synergies. If you discard to anything, you get to recycle, so your opponent Thought Pluckers you, or if they... what's the other thing? Or if you Frantic Digging and discard it, then you get to recycle. It doesn't have to break. And it works really well with Army of the Apocalypse, because even though you don't get the tribute, you do get the effect again. Now this one's much tougher. The reason I took White Knight here was because I think that it's very nice to have on-turn champion plays, on-turn gold plays that are good. And I'm not very impressed with Paros, although it does go quite well with Wave and Battlecry, so it may have been correct to take it. I'm probably going to take the Guilt Demon, but Spike Trap's also very good. I'll take the Spike Trap. I'm going to take the Spike Trap because it's very good against my Thought Plucker. Yeah, I mean, it's very slow. It's very slow. Much slower than most other cards in that zone. I'm definitely going to take Plague here. Now the question is Deadly Raid or Rift Summoner. I don't super want Saren in my deck. What's really nice about Deadly Raid is it works very well with Sea Titan. I think I'm going to take the Deadly Raid. Rift Summoner is a little awkward without any without enough evil cards to loyalty to it. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to take Fumble here. Fumble's very good, and it's just such a safety net against so many things. I much rather would have Fumble than Hasty Retreat, because they do very similar things, but the prerequisite to block with Hasty Retreat, to not have your opponent draw a card, is actually really, it's a lot to ask for. It's fine if you just play it without eating any tokens. It's also very good to follow up Wave Transformation. Alright, we are going to probably take Zealous Necromancer and Bodyguard. Look at this deck for a second. We don't really have very many wild cards with this Draka. But I don't think I'm going to take... Winds of Change would be really funny. We could also take that. I'm going to go with this. I think that Winds of Change may have been the correct play. I don't think it usually is correct, but it's very good with Sea Titan. And also, it can be good with cards like Rescue Griffin if you play 0-cost Ambush and then use it on it, but mostly I want to start building up my loyalty for green. Probably going to be Faithful Pegasus here. Cycle is just very good. And also we have a couple of humans that we can give Airborne. We can give this White Knight Airborne. Alright, Gold Dragon's going to come into our deck. It's probably going to be Secret Legion as our other pick. Yep, it's going to be Secret Legion. Main reason for Secret Legion is this new... Can you rate this new Sage Burn deck I came up with? Yeah, I can. Do you want to... I'm not sure if you're going to be able to fit the whole thing in there, but you can... if you want, you can send it to me at cj@whitewizard, or you can... games.com, or you can just... I'm actually going to take Thunderous, I think. I have a bunch of dragons. Let's do it. I'm going to take Thunderous. Alright. It could really backfire on me, but I have a lot of the answers to it, and I have 3 dragons already. We're going to see. We're going to try it out. I'm going to take this Knight of Shadows, probably. Worm Hatching is also reasonable, but I think I'm just going to go with Knight. Oh, I have to take 2. Yeah, I'm going to take Worm Hatching as well. Don't usually take Thunderous because it's very weak if it gets returned to your hand. One thing we need to look out for is Erase. Did I pass Hasty Retreat as well? That one too. Probably going to be Inheritance of the Meek. Yep. Palace Guard's also good, so is Fire Spirit. The whole pack was pretty nice, but Inheritance of the Meek is nice because I like to have off-turn board clears, and we have a couple of ways to make tokens with Zealous Necromancer, Secret Legion, and we can stop other tokens with Silver Dragon, Draka, and Plague. So for the most part, I think that card's going to be great. Probably going to be Standard Bearer and Sea Hydra here. Don't think I have enough Evil to make Xanos really do anything, and the other 2 options are not. The other option is not very good. Anyway, Epic Cat, if you want to, you can send a link to it, or you can. I'm not sure if there's a way to message me directly. Let's see, probably Citadel Scholar here. Maybe Corpse Taker. Corpse Taker is actually very good with Sea Titan. But Citadel Scholar is really, it just becomes a huge threat. We're going to take the Citadel Scholar. Alright, probably going to be Crystal Golem and Forked Lightning, probably. Reaper's also reasonable. I really like Forked Lightning in this deck because we want more cards that work with... We want more green cards to give our Draka loyalty to. And it's nice to have a bit of burn in this deck. It seems like the kind of deck that is going to run out of card advantage. So we want to sort of get to the point where we can kill our opponent, put them under pressure. Crystal Golem's also going... Crystal Golem's another card that works very well with Avenging Angel, because if your opponent sort of doesn't do nothing on their turn, like they clear the board and then you play Crystal Golem, your turn starts, you attack them with Crystal Golem, hit them for 7, and then you can break it to draw 2. Usually they'll spend their gold to do something to stop you from doing that. Or they just take 7 and then you crack it and draw 2 and then spend your gold on something. Alright, so my turn first. I'm going to toss the Flame Strike and the Nope and the Faithful Pegasus. This card has recycle, so it's not a good card to hold on to. And this card is not a good card to hold on to because it deals 8 damage to a target. We usually want to use that on our opponent. I'm going to hold on to the fumble because it's a draw 2, and I like to have a draw 2 in my hand. And then I think I'm just going to hold on to the other two. This card's a fine initial play. I am a little worried that we're going to run out of cards here, but I am just going to lead with Worm Hatchling into Sea Hydra. It's a little... Ooh, wow. And we have the Draka Loyalty 2. We don't have very many ways to get Draka Loyalty 2 in our entire deck. We did not pick up very many wild cards. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to audible to passing. Try and find a way to play this Draka with Loyalty 2. I changed my mind. Alright, there's Muse. Speaking of... Alright. Perfect. I'm very glad I passed there. Alright, I'm going to transform it. I think that worked out pretty well for us. We both spent our gold, but we got a wolf token, and then they also discarded this Muse, basically. So I'm just going to play this Worm Hatchling out right now so we can attack next turn. This isn't really overcommitting because the wolf is such a non-threat. Generally, tokens, unless you have a lot of them, are usually just used to block an attack, or to kind of annoy your opponent by attacking with them and forcing your opponent to react. Alright, now Worm Hatchling is going to eat a Kong, so I'd say that our Worm Hatchling did the job pretty well. I'm just going to draw 2 there. I'm maniacal laughter. No, if that person was watching, then they would not have played Muse. That's what I think. Alright, I'm just going to play this this Knight of Shadows here. Knight of Shadows is a great card in a board state like this because it's unblockable. So it kind of, they can't just play things, they have to actually deal with it. And because Josiah didn't deal with my Worm Hatchling, which has 4 health, in a cheap way, it means that Josiah is very unlikely to have an effective way to deal with Knight of Shadows. Maybe something like a Drain Essence. But, alright, there's that Ancient Chant. I think I passed up on a Rage at some point. I'm not sure if I did. Anyway. I'm going to block with this Wolf token. And then we'll see if there's a Rage here. If there is, Fumble will probably just happen. Not a big deal. Alright. Oh, well that sounds good for us. Usually when your opponent passes to you, 90% of the time, you'll just start your turn. We are going to get in for 9 here. Nine's a lot to just take. Wow, Pyromancer's a good answer. Let's see about this play here. I think I'm just going to play Thunderous. Yeah, I'm just going to play Thunderous. So I was very strongly just considering playing Inheritance of the Meek to banish both of those. I think that would have been a good play. But Thunderous is unbanishable, which means that it's actually a great card to have and then play a Banish All Champions. Alright, this is an interesting play here. But I will block. It's okay if... basically, I might just fork Lightning to get rid of Kong and shoot Josiah, so if oh no, they can spend a gold on Pyromancer. I didn't even realize that. Probably, yeah. Alright. May have been my bad, I'm not sure. Not sure if that was good or bad. All right. I am just going to Fork Lightning. Get rid of that right now. I should have just played Inheritance of the Meek. The reason that I was setting that up was I was going to play Inheritance of the Meek probably on Josiah's turn to banish both. I just wasn't even considering the fact that this Pyromancer was here. I just, for some reason, I was blindsided by it. So I'm just going to play this as a second wind here. That's a pretty powerful effect. So I'm going to second wind effectively. And we have lessons learned in our deck. We don't have anything that cares about recursion at all, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to leave champions so that if the opponent plays Zombie Apocalypse or Army of the Apocalypse, we'll get more value out of it. Oh, okay. Well, I like the look of it. I'm a big fan of playing 3 Ice Drakes and 3 Helions. Well, I think that your list has a lot of potential. This is very similar to the list that I played the first or the second stream. Yeah. I'm also a big fan of 3 Vanishing and 3 Force Mage Apprentice. I think that because you're very aggressive with this deck, you could probably play Keeper of Secrets over Amnesia and maybe even try and go up to 3 Misguided Heralds, since usually if you're playing 1 Misguided Herald, then you want as many as you can in your deck. But otherwise, I think that deck looks great. I'm going to play this Sea Hydra. I really like putting Lightning Storm in decks that have trouble with drawing cards, because, or I should say, that play a lot of cards that don't draw to, because it's a way to spend your gold when you don't want to invest in the board. You can recall a Lightning Storm back or use it on your opponent. I think that is the best reason to play Lightning Storm. Or if it's a very specific combination of cards that you are packing Lightning Storm for, but I'm not sure what that would be. Something like some really annoying Gudgeon, Muse, Necromancer Lord deck or something. Alright, Palace Guard. That is A-okay. We're gonna get some value here. Going to do like my value. I think we want to do this. Because I could also Crystal Golem and then Inheritance both of these. But it's kind of not worth inheritancing these. They're not actually really threatening at all. So I'm just going to make this play. I'm going to play Rescue Griffin. And then post blocks. The only thing that would really be a downside here is if my discard pile got banished right now, before I move to blocks. But what I'm going to do is block with this, and also play Spike Trap, recycling away Fumble and this Worm Hatchling. And then I'll play Zealous Necromancer here. Now, what this does is when another champion breaks that isn't a zombie, if this champion's still in play, you get a zombie. So, with the combination of Spike Trap and this Rescue Griffin here, hopefully this Pyromancer will go down, and then we'll get a zombie token. Alright, and we're looking good right now. This Crystal Golem also has synergy with Zealous Necromancer because you get to draw 2 and get a zombie token. Alright. Yes, exactly. That's right, Cash. Exactly. So yeah. That's always nice. And maybe we'll get some crazy value out of it with this Inheritance of the Meek here. Let's see. Well, it's probably going to get cleared, but I'm kind of considering the Citadel Scholar into Crystal Golem. Yeah. But at the same time, I kind of feel like just these are somewhat of a threat, but the Citadel Scholar would be so big. It would be very big. Alright, well, I'm just going to do it. Let's do the Thunderous. It's the most annoying to deal with if it returns to play. And then I'll play this, and I'm just going to crack it right away. And the reason I'm cracking it right away is I don't want Citadel Scholar to be hit with something that deals 2 damage, and I also am trying to play around Draka's Fire, which deals 5 damage to all champions, and would absolutely ruin me if I just played Crystal Golem and passed. Alright, Hunter Raptors is going to come down and take out that Zealous Necromancer. Alright, I'm going to pass. Unfortunately, this Hunter Raptors is going to get a lot of value here because it's also going to kill the Citadel Scholar. And it looks like they also have Lash and Fire Spirit. But maybe this Battle Cry will do some work. Yeah, exactly. But it's very possible. Oh, Scaros. Revealing 2. Interesting. Alright. What do they reveal? Fire Spirit Lash again. I'm kind of thinking about just making 6 human tokens and then blocking with 1 human token. Just because it's kind of inconsequential. I could then follow up with an inheritance on my turn. But it's kind of slow. I mean, Lash and Fire Spirit aren't exactly fast plays, but I don't do that much with just 5 human tokens. Yeah. Well, I guess I have Battle Cry as well. What would that be? 5 times 4 is 20? Oh, that would be lethal. Alright. Let's go for it. Let's see if they have Flash Fire. No, I'm gonna just try and kill them. Battle Cry right here gives all of my champions +3 offense. And I currently have 7, which is 21, not including their normal stats. I'm gonna play this first just to, I don't like to super overinvest. So I'm just gonna play this as though I'm going to block with it. I am going to block with 1 of them, just in case they have a Wither or a Zombie Apocalypse or something. But right now, if I get in with, what, 5, 4? 4 is, 12 times 4 is 16 plus, yeah, so that would be lethal. If I play Battle Cry and only one of them gets blocked. See if that happens. What's really interesting too is this gives all of your champions breakthroughs, so I could group attack with everything, then post blocks play Battle Cry, but I think that would just forecast what I'm going for too much, and I might get really punished for that. So it's also, oh, I shouldn't have Battle Passed. Oh well. What's also really good about this attack is I just drew Feeding Frenzy. So when that 11/11 hopefully blocks 1, because I didn't mean to Battle Pass, I shouldn't have. Oh, nice. That's ideal. And this Feeding Frenzy is going to be able to break this Scaros as well, so we're just getting so much value right now. See if they want to play any 0-cost champion as a blocker. He's watching and also playing towards all the cards that are in my hand. I'm making it, by the way, what I'm doing right now, what's happening, will make it appear to my opponent as though I'm about to clear the board. It just was weird that I played the Secret Legion for blockers if I'm going to clear the board. Alright, the only thing I really get blown out by is Draka's Fire. Hurricane wouldn't be great. I mean, there are some other off-turn wipes, but the only thing I get blown out by is Draka's Fire. Alright, so now the real question is, do I attack one at a time or do I group attack? So if I group attack, it's very hard to get advantage. For the opponent, it's very hard for them to play anything that gives them advantage. And I'll almost definitely push 14 through. But I don't have a good way to finish them off, so I think I'm just going to group attack and take down whatever gets put in the way. They all have breakthrough, so. He's a fan. Yeah. All right. I mean, this is a very good position for us. Right now, we have lethal. Lying in wait can't be used to banish any of my champions because they're not attacking alone. All right, I think that's actually a game. Oh, no, that blocks 4 of it. So Josiah will go to 12. Sorry, not go to 12. We'll go to 2. Rage. Alright, Josiah will go to 8. Unfortunately, Flame Strike is at the bottom of our deck because we mulliganed it. However, this Battle Cry turned out to be quite good for us. I originally just took it to draw 2 cards, but this is wonderful. It's happening right now. Alright. And then we're going to use this to take out that Scarless. That is some value right there. 0 cost. Break the opponent's 11/11. Yeah. No, I have the Feeding Frenzy. This is a great a great use of Feeding Frenzy. And we're only going to take 6 really because there's no way Josiah doesn't use Hunting Raptors to deal 4 here. Interesting. It didn't. All right. So what am I taking right now? Right now I'm taking 15 on board. That brings me to 11. And I've got 5 in play. I wonder if Hunting Raptors is staying back. Well, I'm just going to take it. We actually have lethal with 5 plus Plague for 1. We could inherit the Meek here, but it's risky because Josiah gets to draw a card. We also know there's a Lash, so I can always play this after the Lash gets played. Thrasher Demon. Okay, now I'm definitely getting Inheritance. Alright. That was a big overinvestment in my opinion. I don't think the Thrasher Demon should have been played. This upcoming turn will probably be a good time to play Silver Dragon if we don't just have lethal with White Knight. Alright, lots of 0 cost champions. Alright, banishing. There, Josiah banished their own Ancient Chant to draw a card. Kind of a fun use of it. Warrior Golem, lots of 0 cost cards. But I mean, we haven't really played very many 0 cost cards this game. We've played. Alright. Did play a good amount, but I'd say that what really won us this game was Battle Cry. Battle Cry and Secret Legion combo. Alright. Josiah's really trying to push that damage through. That is fine with me. Start my turn. Not sure what's going on over there. I'm going to group attack with 2 humans. The reason I'm doing this is so that Warrior Golem can block and they can trade, or Josiah has to spend their turn recalling Wolf's Companion, which is also fine with me. Alright, that's going to recycle, probably going to recycle away the Wolf's Companion to make a Wolf token, unless Josiah has no other plays in hand, which isn't likely. Alright, well, it looks like Josiah has no other plays in hand. I'm going to play this White Knight here. I'm not going to play the Silver Dragon because even though it isn't very good at blocking this Guild Demon, there's a chance I'll be playing Wave of Transformation on their turn for the second effect. Plus, if this gains Blitz, then I could just win. So that also seems good. Normally, I would not make an attack here, but Josiah has not been holding on to these cards for very long, and I might just win. So I'm going to attack. It's pretty much just weak against Lurking Giant, or that one that's unbreakable whenever it attacks or blocks, and I forget the name of it. Those are pretty much the only 2 cards that this attack is weak against. I guess also Rift Summoner, but we decided not to take Rift Summoner on a 4-card pack, so it's definitely not coming down here. All right. Oh, wolf token. Probably just should have used it to break Guild Demon. I kind of forgot about that. But on the other hand, recalling Wolf's Companion is not a crazy good play. All right. Master Zoe, that's it. Master Zoe. All right. I'm a really big fan of Guild Demon as well. All right. I'm getting there. We're pretty close. If we just draw Forked Lightning, then we can win with Plague. So we could Plague Josiah and try and draw Forked Lightning off the top 3. Yeah, it's actually not a bad play. How many cards do we have banished right now? I'm not gonna do anything about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And our deck is 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14. There's only 3 cards that we haven't seen yet, so in theory, have we seen Forked Lightning? Oh yeah, I guess we did. We used it on Kong earlier this game. Alright. Wolf's Companion. We could die to something weird. This could be Flash Fire, Fireball, Flame Strike. I think Lash hasn't been played yet, so it's interesting that Josiah isn't lashing Guild Demon. I think that would be correct. All right, lessons learned to play. Oh, just a draw 2. Interesting. Dark Knight. It's a little scary. Oh, I'll just play Standard Bearer then. No big deal. We do have to actually worry about Lash now. Probably gonna block with Standard Bearer just to play around Lash. Since we know that Lash is in their hand. If they Lash Dark Knight, then if I block with a human token, I take 8, which puts me to 4. If they Lash it now, I take 4, which is not very much. If I was Josiah, I'd still Lash here, but it would just be for 4 damage. Alright. I mean, I don't know what's in Josiah's hand, so it's possible that there's no reason to Lash here, but alright, so we are going to attack with 2 humans as a group, I think. Again, we're playing around Wolf's Companion being recalled. Let's see if I can get in for 2 here. Reset to bounce everything. Alright, and I draw a card. Well, I think we're gonna fish for another good card off the top here with White Knight. See if we get it. Oh, we're so lucky. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know how many good cards were left that I could get there, but I just had to draw that bodyguard in order to achieve it. All right. Is that going to be game? No, Guild Demon and Dark Knight both have ambush. Interesting. See, it's interesting to me that Dark Knight is the one that's less useful to Josiah, because I would consider the Guild Demon to be less useful in this situation. Oh, maybe Josiah's going to play Lash here to trade. Ooh, fancy. Alright, I like it. I'm just going to get it for 2 then. We're whittling down that health, 6 to 4. We just dealt a third of Josiah's health. Yeah. The heart of the cards. I actually don't know how many cards we don't even know about left in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Versus 16. So only 5 cards that we haven't seen yet. Pretty much everything I'm mulliganed. Guilt Demon, alright. Again, we could still die to something silly here. But I'm just going to assume that's not going to happen. What do I want to draw? Flame Strike's in this deck, right? Yeah, so if we draw to that Flame Strike, we win. Interesting. Recalling a Wolf's Companion. This is a strange play to me. Well, okay, sure. I'm not going to block. It's strange to me that Josiah would recall that before passing. And I also think that Lash is usually better in the hand since it does 4 damage and you can kill random. I think maybe Josiah could even have recalled Lashed Bodyguard, then attacked with the Guilt Demon to banish it. Anyway, I'm going to play this Plague here. Mostly as a draw 2, but also deals 1 damage to Josiah. So if we get like a Fireball, then we win. Let's just again, we don't have anything that matters, so I'm just going to toss 2 cards that I think are important. Alright, so we have 4 damage in hand now. So if our turn starts, we win. Yeah, Bodyguard did do a lot of work. Bodyguard came in there. It it gave us loyalty 2. It brought our opponent down from 6 to 4, which is going to let us wrap it up here. Good game, Josiah. Alright, and there's our Flame Strike. Alright, and that's the game. The turn 3 Bodyguard clock play, yeah. Alright, I'll play this game. I'll play this constructed game, and then and then this will be the last game for the night. Alright. General Jip. I hope I'm saying that right. General Jip. Alright, opponent's going first. I don't usually want to keep my burn. I could keep Fires of Rebellion. I'm not going to keep Wolfspite because it has Recycle. And Kong. I don't think that's a card I want in my opening hand. I really want something like Raging T-Rex, Surprise Attack, Smash and Burn. Kong's not bad, but it definitely doesn't fulfill what I want to see in my opening hand. It's a nice reactive play for sure. I'm just going to toss it though. And I'll hold on to, I guess I'll hold on to Fires of Rebellion. I think I'm also going to toss that. I'm just going to mulligan 4. Good. Smash and Burn is probably what we wanted. Smash and Burn is one of our best cards to play off turn because even if we don't pump anything, it's basically draw 2 cards and then later deal 6 damage to a champion. So this is a great card to combine with Draka because a lot of the time you can kill something by dealing the 6 damage from the Smash and Burn and then either 3 or 4 damage with Draka or Pyrosaur. I'm going to see if General Jip isn't on right now, then I'll probably just wrap up the stream, but I'll wait for a minute. That other match did end up going for a bit. Bodyguard really is a clock, especially when you start getting effects that make your good champions have extra attack. I think there was that one time I played Thomas Dixon's deck, and that deck had, I think it had Standard Bearer and Bodyguard. So Bodyguard could attack for 4 damage if Standard Bearer was out, and you could just keep attacking with it because if they block it and it breaks, then you just play another good card to get it back and attack for 4 again. Kind of a neat deck. Yeah, I think slang for gypsy. Maybe. That could just be their name. Maybe these are initials, GYP. And they're not very specific. They're general. Alright. I don't think they're on right now. So I'm going to be wrapping up the stream here then. And I'll be back on Friday. But thanks for playing, and feel free to challenge me again. I try to get to the challenges first, but sometimes if I start a game, usually I'll finish the game before doing any of the other challenges. So good night, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. I'll be here on lockdown. Yeah, so many of us. I'm on pseudo lockdown here, but it is nice to have something that I can just do from without really having to go anywhere. So yeah, I'll be back on Friday. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad that I can get to do this. It's nice just being able to play games of Epic and talk to people, because I've been playing Epic for a while, and it's one of those games that has these really big pockets of people that really love playing it, but then you sometimes will go to a place and people have never even heard of it, so it's been fun. Alright, I'm heading off. Good night.